Hey guys, it's Alex. Just want to do a quick video on, well, maybe quick. We'll see. Just want to do a quick video on the sharpening system that I use for all the tests and for my my production knives that I make. The sharks. So yeah, it is called the DMT Magna guide system. Looks something like this. You know, pretty basic. Similar to the Lansky in that it clamps down on the knife blade. I mean, it's similar to all clamping systems, so the KME, the Wicked Edge, the whatever. And then your angle is determined by these little things right here. If you pull it out, there's a little, tab inside of there. And each one of these little notches, determines the angle. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 being the lowest angle, or the more acute angle, if you will. And then 1 being the most obtuse angle. And that's all also determined by how wide or thick the width of your blade is. These run about $12 on sharpeningsupplies.com. You can also get the whole kit. So I bought this and this together, and then I bought this separately. You can actually buy these at Home Depot. They're $20. It's just a DMT diamond stick. We have a coarse, and then we have a fine. I believe the micron and the mesh size are on the side right here. So we have a 45 micron 325 mesh, and then a 25 micron 600 mesh. The bigger the number, obviously the finer the mesh, and then the smaller the micron size, smaller the mesh, I guess. You can get the kit on Amazon, and that is about $59. And with that, you get another one of these, and it's extra fine and then extra fine. I have one of those. I just didn't bring it up with me. It looks just like this, just different meshes. You can look it up online if you want. Anyway, so the way this works is that there's a magnet on here. This is metal, so obviously it sticks to the magnet. And then you have something like this. And you'll put your knife in here, and then you'll be hanging on to your knife, and then it slides into this little hole, and then you do your sharpening. So I'm going to do a quick little demo on that, and then just kind of explain what I'm doing as I'm going. Obviously, I'm sure there's going to be people online that are like, oh man, that's such a pussy way to do it. Oh man, you got to learn how to freehand. I know how to freehand. I just use this to get a more consistent edge on the apex when I'm doing testing, because I want everything to be the same. If I'm sharpening like this, I have a tend to move my hand around, and I don't give a fuck who you are. It's gonna happen. There's no way you can do this without a guided system, or unless you hold your hand up against the edge or whatever. Even on stones, it's like that. You can, because you have a little bit of that pressure, and you hold it you hold that edge like this while you're, you know, sharpening on the stones. But doing it like this is like, it's a fucking pain in the ass. Everyone's going to get a convex edge. I'm not saying that's the worst edge in the world, but for my testing, I want everything to be consistent. And that's just the way I fucking like doing it. So kiss my ass if you don't like it that way. Like, people shouldn't tell fucking other people what to do. You don't get to do that. So fuck off. Anyway, so another thing with clamping systems is that if you have your knife in here and you don't have it clamped properly, it'll tend to wobble like this, and you'll get an inconsistent edge. So I'm going to show you how to not have that happen. All right. So, looking at the guide, and there's a guide that comes with it. If you measure, you know, the width, we're a little under or a little over 1/2 inch on our blade width. I don't know if you can, well, you probably can't see that. Anyway, just believe me, we're a little over 1/2 inch. And on the guide, anywhere between 1 and 2 inches. If you have it on the lowest setting, which is 7, you're going to get 16 to 14 degree edge. And then if it's on the 6, you go to 20 to 18. Obviously, for blades wider, you're going to get like a 18 to 15. And then it goes, the wider it is, goes down from there. Obviously, more width, you know, more acute the angle. That's the theory anyway. So what I do is I put it in and I hold it in there so it's all clamped down. Like so. There's a little brass screw underneath here. You see that brass screw right there. So in the fucking pamphlet it says to tighten that down as much and then just go a full turn. Let's do that, and then we crank down on this little guy, it spins, check it. That's not twerking anywhere. I'm not getting any torque on that. And so what I do is I go a little further and I'll crank that down a little bit more. It doesn't say where to stop, but like I kind of get it like that, so there's no, it's not bowing or anything like that. It's just kind of, you know, and this is made out of pretty durable plastic too, so I set it to 6 because I don't want to go all the way down. I don't want that acute of an angle, and this is a smaller knife, so make sure that that's locked. Cool. So that's what that looks like. It looks just like that. And if you want to get into freehand sharpening, I highly recommend getting something like this because it is going to help train your muscle memory. I mean, aside from just going out and buying just a cheap stone and doing it yourself on a cheap knife, this is the next best thing. I mean, it's diamond too. These things are not terribly expensive. They're like $20 and they last a long time. I know some people have had issues with them, but I haven't really. I have them fucking everywhere. This one's a little worn down, but that's fine. Anyway, so that's that. Now the key to doing this is I have a little spray bottle. I bought it at Target or whatever for $1, and I filled it with water, and then I put 1 drop of Dawn dish soap in there, and that kind of helps. I mean, it kind of helps like when you get that swarf on this. It kind of helps in the sense of like a whetstone, because you can use these wet or dry. Doesn't matter. You can use them with oil. Oil fucking sucks. I don't recommend using oil at all for sharpening. In my opinion, it fucking blows. Unless you have like whale oil or something like that. Something dope, but that's illegal. And anyway. So, Dawn dish soap. It's perfect. And squirt it on. I got, you know, this bottle right here. I'm gonna kind of use this bottle because it's new, so just squirt it on, whatever. Okay. Excuse me. All right, so we got our dish soap water solution on there. Stick this thing in there. So I don't know if you can see this, but in the back, you see how we got a lot of play. So you can either hold it down and don't move it. And that's another thing too, is that this thing will tend to kick out. So what I do is when I set it down, I'll set it on there and I'll pick this up so it just stays up. Like that. Before we do that, I want to throw a marker down, a black marker up here. Of course not. This fucking gold one will work, whatever. Just something. Alright. So I got my mark on there. We're good to go. Cool. So let's start reprofiling this seamlessly dull open L. So hold it up. And I'm not using a ton of pressure. You can if you need to like really reprofile, but you shouldn't have to. This is diamond, so it's gonna probably do a good job. And then you wanna like pay attention and just make sure you're not fucking moving shit around. And you wanna get around that curve of that belly of that knife. I can see the burr starting to raise right now. Oh yeah, we got a nice little, tight little profile on there. And then I check the burr. So what I'm doing is just feeling on the opposite side, feeling that burr raise. And right here, we're not getting much of a burr unless I broke it off. Oh. All right, we're good. So then, how do we do it the other way? Well, you could use your left hand, but I don't like doing that. I'll use my left hand on the stones like all day long, but here for some reason it's just not comfortable to me. So I just flip this around like a fucking fiddle. Same thing. Make sure that this thing is propped up, and then just work it real slow. Probably all you need. This is, you know, mild carbon steel, so all right. Got a burr on that side. Cool. So once you've done that a few times and you know your profile is good and you got your nice burr or whatever, clean it off. Should have brought paper towel up here, but I didn't because I'm a trash person. But anyway, let's pretend that that's done, and then you're gonna flip it to the fine side. Okay. Same thing. A little squirt. Get that on there, and then you're gonna use very, very light pressure to kind of lift that end up, and then you're just going to use light pressure, like everything's real light right now, and then you're going to pull very slowly and kind of break that burr off of there. Make sure you're not twisting like this, because you can gouge it. You can gouge the edge of the blade fairly easily. That's any blade. And we're looking, we're checking. Just the weight of the knife here, folks. Okay. Feel for the burr. There's the burr. Flip it back over. Same thing. Very light strokes. Feel for the burr. There's a burr. So then after you do that a few times, you're very light. And I'll do these type of passes, like sweeping passes, like leading with the edge passes like this. I know people that will sharpen on stones like that too. I mean, I'm going very, very lightly on this. I'll count my strokes. So I did what, 2 or 3 there? 1, 2, 3. And that's going to help with burr reduction as well. At least on this. I mean, shit. Fucking most of sharpening is fucking anecdotal. People have different methods and different ways they do it, and it works out for them, and fucking doesn't work out for other people. Whatever. So feel for a burr. Don't feel a burr there. Don't feel a burr there. And then what I'll do is I'll wipe the edge off and I'll double check it with a flashlight. Always carry a flashlight with you. It doesn't fucking matter. These are cheap as shit. $20 for one of these things, man. You can just check the burr. There's a burr on this side, but we're gonna tear that off with the fucking strop. Oh yeah, we got a nice. And then I'll look down here too to make sure that the apex is kind of even. Might have went a little heavy-handed on that one side, but that's fine. This is just a, tutorial into what I do. So let's pretend that everything is good to go. Okay. And you gotta clean everything off. Just be careful with this thing too, because it can stick to everything. Stick to watches, cameras, phones. It's a pretty powerful magnet. I usually just stick it on my Leatherman when I'm not using it, so it just stays out of the way. Alright, so this is a strop that I made out of micarta, the folding strop. I got the idea online. I added a little wooden core, so I had some rigidity to it, because if you don't, you're going to be flopping around everywhere, and nobody fucking likes that. What I use on this is it's actually not up here, it's down in my sharpening box. I use the DMT paste 1 micron. I do want to get into that Ken Schwartz fucking shit. I hear that shit's like crack, so I might have to get into that at some point. But for right now, I'm using that until I run out. Little dabs on here, and just kind of wipe it in, let it soak in, and then you're good to go. This is a horse or cow or some shit like that. I don't remember what it is. The skin side, and then you got the suede side on the other side. So we got 2 different textures here. Yeah, and it folds nice, and I mean, I've done a little burr reduction on the micarta. It doesn't seem to fucking phase it at all. You can also, do your burr reduction on here. These things are easy enough to pop right off. You just tear this off, get you some goop, throw the goop on, throw a new piece of leather on, and you're fucking good to go. The strop's gonna last me the rest of my life. Thought about selling them. I'm not sure yet, but so far I like this one. It's nice. It's got little grips. I don't know. Anyway, back to it. So a lot of people think that you tip way up to get like a micro bevel to get that burr reduction down. I find if you just stay on the same angle as where you sharpened on, it's gonna do the same thing. To find that, you're just gonna kind of pull your knife and twist up until it just barely catches right there. That's your angle. So again, barely, and we're catching right there. So that's our angle. So you just do 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Also, if you're in a fucking hurry, I guess, you can fucking get your angle set and just kind of, people do it like this. I kind of keep it shallower when I run it like this. But pretty sure there's still a burr on there. Yeah, there's a slight burr on there still. Probably could have ran it over this a few more times, but for the sake of tutorial, it is what it is. So yeah, I'll do 10, you know, like this. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And then I'll do, you know, 1, 1, 10. I don't know if it's cheating because I do like I try to rotate this in with that too, but I mostly do all of my burr, you know, reduction on this part, and then the final I'll do like 1 pass over here, 1 pass over here. If the burr is still on there, then I just go back onto the DMT fine and get it off, and you know, that's that. There's still a tiny little burr on there, but so if you wanted to knock that off, you can just run it, you know, along here, or get a felt block from Chef Knives to Go. But for the testing, I don't do that because I want to keep everything kind of, you know, consistent. Yeah, there's still a tiny burr on there, but whatever. Sake of tutorial. It is what it is. And I just ran it over that micarta. I mean, it's fairly hard, but it's not as hard as hardwood, so it's not gonna fuck with anything too bad. Not gonna fuck with your edge too bad. This is just carbon steel anyway, so just keep that down. Boom. Boom. Yeah, it's almost gone. A few more passes and it should be good, but I mean, we're hair whittling like right now. Like, I just shaved my fucking arm with that, so that's you don't need a knife any fucking sharper than that. Obviously gotta do paper test. Like, it's fine. Yeah. So that's how I do it. I actually sharpened this on stones. Yeah, it's Rex 45. Oh, you're sharpening on stones? Don't you need diamond for that? No, you don't fucking need diamond for it. There's a Japanese steel called HAP 40. It's a kitchen knife steel. They fucking sharpen it on regular stones. Sure, you can use a Sharpen Pro if you want, whatever, but I mean, that's what I use. I use Sharpen Pros, but I meant like a Sharpen glass or something like that. You could, but like it's fine. 1K edge. Same, like, you don't need you don't have to go high polish. People like to. People like to do a lot of things. If they want to go high polish, they can go high polish. If they don't want to go high polish, they don't want to go high polish. It is what it is. Like, I do straight razor shaving too, and I just got into J-Nats, and holy fuck, those things are crazy. Like, I want to sharpen knives with J-Nats, but that's a high polish. I don't like a high polish on a pocket knife. I don't need one. I need a high polish on the fucking straight razor because it's cutting hair off of my neck, so it is what it is. You don't need one. I used to just stick to DMT coarse, DMT fine, and just not fucking strop at all. I also, did DMT coarse, DMT fine, extra fine, extra fine, and then strop, and then fucking rub it on a frog's dick. All that shit. But, people's minds change about a lot of things. It is what it is. But that's how I do it. I don't know. I encourage you to pick up one of these. They're $12. This is $20. So you got like $30 investment, and you got a decent fucking sharpener, a guided sharpening system. I think Lansky's go for $35, and they're fucking dog shit. And then you got your Wicked Edges and your KMEs, and those are upwards between $100 and $400 depending on what setup you get. And you can put just as good of an edge on your knife by doing this system. Honestly, I just showed you, like, this thing was dull as fuck before I started, and that's all you need. All right, that's all I have. Yeah, the next week's gonna be fucking real exciting, so keep an eye out for that. And if you have any questions about strops or this setup or whatever, like, let me know. Obviously, there's a lot of guys that are real knowledgeable online. There's a lot of people also that have a lot of expensive shit that they want to sell you and that you don't need. Shit, I was stropping for a while with fucking green compound from Harbor Freight. So, you don't need name brand shit. You don't need the best of the best. Like, I'll get into that stuff later on with my knife making. Like, you fucking don't need the best of the best to make a fucking knife. Anyway, I digress. I'm always digressing. Yeah. So, maybe I'll do a hand sharpening tutorial at some point. But yeah, that's what I use for all the testing. This and this, and we're golden, baby. Alright, guys. Hit subscribe. I appreciate anyone who watches. Yeah, let's get the word out, and then I can do like giveaways and shit. I got a lot of fucking knives that I don't even use that I'll probably just give away. So yeah, hopefully that'll happen someday. Anyway, any questions, hit me up. Thanks.